Men, we were not made to live like most men. We were made to fight. We were made to strive. We were made to work. We were made to conquer. We were made to give ourselves for something that is eternal. Adam was given the command to do what? To go out and subdue. To bring everything in creation in harmony with the will of God. To do all His governing, all His things within the context of God's will. Now we live in a fallen world that lives in darkness and death. The kingdom of the evil one spread abroad throughout the land. You and I were not called to play video games. We were not called to sit in front of a television set. We were not called to give ourselves to trifles. We were called to advance a kingdom. To live with a passion, to fight for Him. And to only every once in a while drop our swords and look up for a smile. I want to fight. I don't want comfort. I don't want ease in Zion. Because the kingdom of God is built not by those who rest easily in Zion, but by those who go out into the streets and fight. And the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They are mighty. Intercessory prayer, the proclamation of the gospel, and sacrificial love. Men, rise up, O men of God. Do what you were called to do. Be valiant and strong. And know that it's going to cost you. You take your stand beside Jesus Christ and His cause, and you watch the devil come after you, buffeting you from the outside and from the inside. But that's what war is about. And so He has given us a great commission to pace a room at night saying, there is a place where He is not worshipped, where He is not worshipped. There is a place where He is not worshipped. I cannot sleep. There is a place where He is not worshipped. There is a place where the flag of Zion does not fly. That's what we were made for. To set aside our little temporal causes and to give ourselves to this one great battle.
All right, guys, this is Shock. Thanks for listening to the show. Let me tell you what we're going to talk about today. And by the way, you can download the show for free in MP3 format. You could play it on your computer without having to stream it or be connected to the internet. You can also put it on your iPod and stuff. But here's what we're going to talk about. Let's go through some things in the news. I had to do a radio show today. I believe prophecy is coming to pass, or I believe that prophecy is being fulfilled. Let's start off with what's in the news. And I'm just going through a couple of news events here. Here's a news story today. Israel urges United States to take action over new Iranian nuclear facility. It says Netanyahu spoke with Nancy Pelosi and a number of unidentified U.S. senators and told them now is the time to act on Iran. Here's another news story coming out today. The United Nations chief and the Europeans chide Iran's new atom plant. So it is getting serious, you guys. It's like Iraq. Remember what happened with Iraq with Saddam, how he wouldn't let the weapons inspectors in? Well, this Ahmadinejad, or I like to call him a Dimmadodo, this guy's bad news. He is a nutcase. He's mentally ill, and we cannot allow him to have nuclear weapons. if Netanyahu was listening to this show, I would tell him, you know what, ready the F-16s. Fuel them up, because we know what we're going to need to do. Listen to this. United Nations, they're telling Iran, it says Iran's sudden revelation of a formerly secret uranium enrichment plant brought more condemnation Saturday at the United Nations General Assembly. Now, in the midst of all this, Ahmadinejad, he does something bizarre. They fire 2 missiles. They just fired some missiles, testing these missiles. Listen, it says Iran said it successfully test-fired missiles during drills Sunday by the elite Revolutionary Guard, a show of force days after the United States and its allies condemned Tehran over a newly revealed underground nuclear facility that was being constructed secretly. So basically what Ahmadinejad did is he gave the proverbial middle finger to the other country, saying, "No, you know what? We're going to go ahead and be blatantly nuclear." It says English language press TV reported that the solid fuel Fateh F-A-T-E-H 110, Tandar 69, and Zelzal missiles Zelzal missiles were test fired, but did not give specifics on range or other details. Some pretty bizarre stuff. Now, I know the missiles had gone about 93 miles. It says, another one was 120 miles. Iran has said that the Fateh missile has a range of 120 miles. And then they're also getting a lot of their rockets from the Chinese. China makes the CSS-8, and it's called the Tandar 69. They make those missiles. Now, here's another news event today on September 27th, when the actual day I'm doing the show here. So it's very recent. It says Iran to test fire more missiles, get this, for those of you in Israel and the United States, that could hit both the United States bases and Israel. After claiming to successfully test fire 2 short-range missiles during drills Sunday, which I just talked about that, Iran will test fire a missile Monday, which will be tomorrow. They're going to be test firing it. And they're going to be test firing the missiles tomorrow on Monday, which will be long-range missiles. The guards on Monday will test fire the surface-to-surface Shahab-3 missile, which Iranian officials say has a range, get this, of around 1,240 miles, potentially putting Israel and the U.S. bases in the Gulf. We got a lot of bases in the Gulf right now within reach. So we have that. Now, I guess I'll start off the show a little bit, because a lot of people, when I tell them this, they're like, I never knew you were an atheist. And so let me start off briefly, tell you a little bit about why I became a Christian, and I was an atheist all through high school. I contribute my atheism to the teachings from the godless, liberal, indoctrinating, socialist, public government-run school system. You are indoctrinated by what the schools really teach you if you go to a government public-run school. And once I was able to get out of school and become a free thinker, I started going through some prophecies and reading the Bible, because, you know, the Bible is the #1 book in the world, most famous, most read book. The person, Jesus Christ, who I believe to be the Son of God, is the #1 most famous person in the world. No one has changed the world as much as him. So obviously, if someone doesn't research Jesus Christ or the Bible, they may have a bias towards truth. But I didn't have a bias. I'm like, I'm going to research. What I learned about Jesus Christ and what I learned about the Bible prophecies coming true just blew my mind.